But my feet, dude, dime feet, bro.
Yeah, my feet are nice.
Everything's face, right?
So
Mine are
feet
not.
No?
No, my hands and feet are just disgusting. My hands are covered in scars and dad tattoos.
That's okay.
Yeah, but you could also like bear swipe someone and just knock them off their feet. So you got that going for you, which is nice.
This is really weird.
All right. Anyways,
What's up, guys?
we're actually podcasting right now.
I'm filled with
Yeah,
shame.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
filled with shame today. I'm gonna push shame out of my chest all podcast. So
That's
that's
okay.
that's
Oh,
where
that's
I'm
what the
coming-
S means
That's
on the
where I'm
chest?
coming from today.
Is that what
So
Superman's S
super
means?
shame.
Preface that. Preface it that way.
I just I don't know. Feet dudes are weird to me.
Yeah.
Like the whole like I like feet thing. Like that's so weird because I think feet are gross. Like if my wife's like laying on the couch next to me and her feet come within like a millimeter of me, I'm like, yo, get those fucking things.
1 millimeter. That's basically touching.
Yeah, I don't want them near me, dude. But now there's websites dedicated to feet and they're sexual perverts.
You know what? You just haven't seen a good pair of feet.
I've seen good pairs of feet, but I don't look at them and like want to do sexual things to them. So whatever, dude. If you're a foot guy out there,
we have a friend
more.
who's super legit a foot guy.
Yeah, who is it?
I'm not gonna tell you.
Can't say?
But he
Okay.
wanted to see my girl's feet. He was like, and I was like, you know what? You can see my girl's feet. And then I sold him on our
$20.
on my girl's OnlyFans.
That's tight.
Yeah.
I mean, like if I got paid for doing foot stuff, I would definitely do it. But I don't know. It's just weird. Feet are weird, dude. They're weird.
Would you go,
Why, though?
Would you go change your deity for OnlyFans for $1,000 a subscriber?
Ooh.
Change your deity, legs back, full open.
For how much?
Let's pull this
$1,000
up
a
little bit, 'cause
subscriber.
It's like way
1,000 a subscriber.
At each subscriber, but you got to come up with new
How many
creative ways to
subscribers?
change your deity.
I might do that, bro.
$1,000. Yeah,
Per
No,
subscriber.
Let's back it down to $100. $100 a subscriber.
I don't know.
100. No, but what if you have 2,000
well, 100,
subscribers?
100's more realistic than a than
Okay,
$1,000.
so you have $100 a subscriber.
Is that per month? How does OnlyFans work?
Each subscriber
Pays that.
pays $100.
So you have to
a month.
continue to change your
You have-
deity
you
in
have to
creative
ch-
ways
you
for
have to-
people to be like, I want to see that. Yo, look at this dude, the way he changes his deity, and then they tell their friends, and so all those people. So like, it's a one-time $100.
Yeah,
That's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. I don't think I.
dude, you get.
I know, but that's. I
Dude,
don't know
you
if I
could
have
quit
the
your
like
job.
bandwidth. I
You
could
quit this podcast. You could just say, "Hey, I'm going full time OnlyFans."
I'll think about it. I'll let you guys
Full-time
know next
cook
week.
and
If
your
I'm not here,
diapers.
if I'm not here next week, then I started my
It'll
OnlyFans,
be-
changing my deity.
It'll be at Tortilla Scientist. Follow my private snap.
My private snap.
My premium snap
10% off this week for new
for new subscribers just today.
just today.
All right.
And then I have to
Jesse's
like,
over it.
post
Yeah.
on my Instagram
I'm trying to
story.
think of a clever Instagram handle, but I can't.
I don't know. There's something's in there.
So-
I'll think about it. If I'm not here next week, then that means I started my OnlyFans. But in the meantime, I have to lose some weight before I do that. And speaking of which, we're going to start a new fitness challenge this month.
That's not a bad segue, but it's clunky. Clunky segue. It's okay. It's practice. I'm just fucking with you, dog.
Yeah.
Just fucking with you. Please don't like play into it. It's a bit. Just be like, come on, dude. Don't get butthurt on camera.
But that was low key a good segue, though.
Whatever.
But anyway,
man.
so we're starting a new fitness challenge. Are we doing a whole 3-month thing again?
What's
3
the
months
last
is-
one? 3 months?
Yeah.
3 months. Yeah, we did like a whole cycle or
Dude,
whatever.
3
it's
months was
called.
kind of fire. I lost 30 pounds.
Yeah, so
like
did I.
3 months was good and allowed me to like work on my fitness and sustain it and all that.
Okay,
So
cool.
I
So,
think 3 months.
3 month fitness challenge.
When did we end it? October, right? October 1st or first week in October. Whatever.
And it's the second week of July. So this is about the same time we started last year.
It is.
So
Okay, you have this whole like
Yeah.
engineer metric thing you want to do.
I still haven't like came up with it, but I think we can come up with a system, or I can come up with it because I'm a fucking electrical engineer. It's not that hard.
Shit, wow.
education.
Where we can see like we can assign different like scores or points to specific goals. So like gaining like muscle would be a certain point scale, and then like losing fat would be a certain point scale, and like burning calories or whatever will be a certain point scale. And I'll just have to figure out how to make it so it's like relatively even. So depending on how hard it is to do the task, like gain muscle versus lose fat versus whatever, then will be worth a certain amount of points. You know what I mean?
What do we do if we can't do the dunk thing though? Because it's quarantine right now.
You can do the stand on the scale thing.
Like the static thing?
Yeah.
It's just so complicated. Why not just go balls deep and do calories?
Dude,
Just do burn as many calories.
Dude, I'm gonna be a fucking like Holocaust survivor. It might just go calories.
Then just bulk up some. If you go mad calories and you just eat a bunch of food. I don't know what I'm talking about. But the thing is though, is like we should just do calories.
No, if he burns more calories than he's eating, he's going to lose weight.
I'm gonna be like a skinny little fuck.
Yeah, but you're not.
That's not what I'm trying to
let
achieve.
him do the math. Let's do the math because I don't want to just get skinny.
Well, I'm assuming gaining like lean muscle is going to be scored higher than losing fat.
I agree.
Like maybe 2 points versus 1 point, or whatever, 3 points versus 2 points.
What if my goal right now, my biggest concern
but you're
would be
gonna
just to lose fat.
But you're going to gain muscle at the same time.
Yeah.
So you're going to get points for both.
He's trying to be skinny fat, dude. He doesn't want any muscle.
No, I'm going to be more muscular than Eric. But
dude, if you lose 30 pounds of fat and gain 15 pounds of muscle or whatever the fuck, that's going to be a crazy amount of points.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Dude, you're going to look yoked. You're going to look really good.
And so for me, I have to gain muscle. I'm gonna
even fuck anybody else.
I might lose like 1 pound of fat or like 2 pounds of fat, but I'll gain whatever muscle.
Okay, all right.
And then we'll have some others. We'll have like maybe calories burned per day is like some metric.
As an extra
some like
credit?
metric, yeah. Like okay, you burn like 1,000 calories, you get like 5 points or whatever.
It's like my tits are sweating right now, and I'm kind of over that. All right, I guess so. We're gonna start. We're gonna start it next week. Are you gonna have the metric system all ready for next?
So we can come up with the metric system beforehand, or like it really doesn't matter until like as long as we measure ourselves as we start, and measure ourselves at the end, we can like adjust the metrics based on like how it goes.
Then why don't we do like a middle section where we measure ourselves and see like, oh shit, Jesse's in the lead, so I need to fucking double down or something.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I think we should do
and also
some variation of that.
I want to also like promote this on our different platforms so that people can also get involved and join the thing. Maybe you can have like an Excel spreadsheet of like everyone that wants to participate.
Why are you pointing at me?
Oh, I'm just looking at you because I think last time we did this, like we had some people that wanted to like join in on the fitness.
Like a leader.
You
do like a leader.
You're the point. I don't need any more assignments. You're the point guard. I got lots of assignments. Look at the camera. Look at the camera. You the point guard. You just said you want to make more decisions. Look, passing the rock, doggy.
Okay.
All
right. I guess I'm running the fitness challenge, even though I'm the most in shape here.
Hey,
no, you're the most qualified to make like some sort of metric system. I don't know how to do that. I dropped out of high school, and you just flex. You're making it seem
like this is a really daunting task,
dude. It's my brain. You know, like the math meme when like all the numbers are floating with like fucking all the like the scales.
Okay,
and
so just do it this way. What's most important out of this?
We're gonna do it.
What? No. I know. I'm talking to you now. What's most important out of our fitness challenge? Muscle mass.
What's most important? I don't know. It's whatever we determine most important. But
so
muscle mass will probably be a higher scored value.
That's what this is for. Is Gainsborough the most important thing out of this fitness challenge?
Not necessarily. It's whatever. Everyone has their own goals.
Everybody has their own goals.
And your own goals can still tally up a shit ton of points. That's the whole point, is like no matter what your goal is, you can still achieve a score.
So then is the metric system based on each individual? Or is it all across the board?
Well, the metric system, the points are just going to be across the board, but each individual is going to have their own goals. So let's say someone only wants to fucking
So what I'm saying is like, what's worth the most points?
I don't know. What do you think is Eric, what do you think is the hardest thing to do? Gain muscle, right? Yeah, gaining muscle is the hardest thing. So that'd probably be the highest.
Each pound of muscle would be worth 10 points or something.
Okay, sure. 10 points.
I don't know, dude.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. I have to come up with the
scale.
Then
each pound loss of fat would be, I don't know, 5 points.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, so the most important thing in this whole challenge is muscle gain.
Well, you keep saying it like the most important thing. That's not the way I would say it. I would say the highest value thing.
Worth the most is gain.
The highest valued thing is gaining muscle.
Why are you so averse to gaining muscle?
I'm not.
What's the problem?
Because I just want to lose weight and then like figure it out from there.
No.
That's like so like short-sighted. It's like, oh, I just want to.
Hey, put muscle on, bro.
Yeah. Well, in the process of losing whatever you're doing to be losing your fat, you're gonna be putting on muscle at the same time. Unless you're just gonna like go into a fucking like sauna for like days on end and not do any fucking physical exercise for like 3 months.
Is that what you're afraid of?
No, that's just gonna suck.
You're gonna just like last time. You're gonna fucking lose.
Well, if that's the case, if you just do the,
what if I don't?
If you just do sauna for 3 months and don't do anything else, you're gonna lose because you're not gonna have burned any calories. Well, not a lot from just sitting around.
So all right. So how about this then? We can work it out during the week. Obviously, gains. What is the terminology?
Why are you even saying it like
I don't know because I keep saying
you're like skeptical of muscle. What the fuck is wrong with you? You got titties.
Because I'm trying to like figure out what the correct terminology is.
It's a fitness challenge.
I know, but the most important, the one that's worth the most points
is the hardest one to. Yes. It's harder to gain muscle than it is. So it's worth more.
Yes,
fuck.
Because I keep calling it a few different things, and you keep looking at me like you don't even fucking know, bro. So I'm like trying to figure out what is that thing called then?
Yeah.
Gains, muscle gain, what are we so is worth the most points?
Are we doing this just for entertainment or are you really confused?
No, I'm dead serious because I keep saying like muscle gains and the both of you guys look at me like I'm talking to
you're like gains?
It's the way you're saying it. It's weird. You're just being weird about it. Just like just fucking say yeah and let him do it and like
okay, all right.
Fuck, man.
Whatever. So next week.
Yes.
Next week, are we going to come in with all of our measurements from the static thing?
Yeah. If we're actually going to do this fitness challenge,
we're actually going to do this.
He didn't get his body fat check last time. And
it's like 8 months into the thing. Next year.
It's over. We're done. And he's like, I got my body fat tested.
What I fucked up in is because I ended up losing 20 pounds in that like first 6 weeks. That's where I fucked up. Okay. So how about, we can bring a scale in. Also,
but we don't have a fat.
I know, but like still
body fat thing. Unless there's probably an app on the iPhone that you can fucking touch it.
You can buy the little handle thing, which is not super accurate, but it'll give you a metric, and you can use that metric. Right? Okay.
Would you want to weigh yourself on a podcast?
I don't mind. I'm big. Okay. I'm about 265.
That's a lot. What about you?
What?
You want to weigh yourself? We can weigh ourselves. I'm down to weigh.
Yeah.
You strip down and
you said that.
I'll get naked, bro.
You said that's a lot. I deadlift 550 pounds.
Yeah, I deadlift 551.
Dude, you cannot even catch a fish.
All right.
Nor can you strum a guitar.
Dude, how about this? We'll all get naked on the next podcast.
I'm down.
And we'll all like measure each other like naked and like take measurements and do that whole thing.
Fuck yeah.
You down?
Okay, I'm down.
All right. Benny has to measure the gooch area.
After this, fishing contest.
Yeah.
You don't get any special lures. I get to use, but I get to tie all the cool knots and use all the lures I want.
That's fine. I would still win.
You have to use a bubble gum and like a rusty fucking hook.
I could still catch fish, dude. Still catch fish.
No one cares.
No matter what you do.
No one cares, man. One day he was like tried to like excitingly tell me about fish. I was like, "What do you want from me?"
Oh, I bought like a whole bunch of new lures, and we were FaceTiming. I'm like, "Yo, look at this lure and this lure."
Like, what are you doing?
And he's like, "Yeah, I don't give a shit." Whatever.
Anyway, let's move on.
All right, let's move on. What do we?
Oh fuck!
Shit. Oh damn, bro.
You good? Water right.
That's fired.
Speaking of which, it's hot as the fucking witch's tit in here.
Oh yeah.
What do we got first up? Yo, I'm actually low key stoked to see how this whole thing plays out. Unless it was just like a fucking tweet, but Kanye.
Who's Kanye?
What's that? Why are you looking down like you're mad?
Wait, who's Kanye?
Kanye West. Yeezy.
Yeah, but who's Kanye West?
He's I don't know, some dude married to Kim Kardashian.
Okay.
So Kanye announced his presidency run in 2020, dude. Eric, you stoked?
You know, he's an asshole.
Yeah.
He just either he can see the bigger picture and just doesn't give a fuck, or I think it's that he's just selfish. He just doesn't give a fuck, or it's like a Machiavellian plot to keep Trump in office.
I have a lot of thoughts. So that is one of the things that crossed my mind is because people who would vote for Kanye would have voted for Biden.
Yeah. So
like no one that's voting for Trump is gonna be like, oh wait, Kanye's running. Like let me vote for fucking Kanye.
Yeah. Even though like Kanye was on this like Make America Great Again run for a while and kicking it with Trump and like all that stuff.
Well, so that feeds into more of what Eric said, because if anything, if he has ties with Trump, he would run to take votes away from Biden. Yeah. So that's a conspiracy theory kind of thing.
Tinfoil hat.
The other thing I think about this,
I don't think that's too tinfoil hat though.
Sometimes conspiracy theories are real.
Yeah. The other thing that I was thinking about this is also it's Kanye, and he always does shit just for like publicity. He's about to drop an album or something, and he like said, "Hey, I'm gonna tweet this, and everyone's gonna be talking about me." Like, what's the last time that he said some shit about Trump or whatever that like blew up, right? And then he released an album like not too much after that.
I love how nebulous his tweet is.
That meme where you're just like, what?
I love how nebulous his tweet is. It really just doesn't mean anything.
Read it.
We must now realize the promise of America by trusting God, unifying our vision, and building our future. I am running for president of the United States. Cool. You didn't say anything. It was actually like, the ironic part is that it's actually a pretty presidential tweet that just doesn't say anything.
Oh, yeah.
But like, is a statement that doesn't say anything. So, I mean, it looks like he's already doing a good job.
You're out of here,
in his campaign.
The thing is like, so I was listening to another show on the tube, like alternative media, and they were talking about like there's certain states that already it's too late to get your name on the ballot, like New York, fucking a couple like big states where you can't even get your name on the ballot anymore. Like the deadline passed. So even if he was gonna run, like there's like maybe 5 or 10 states that he can't even be on the ballot legally. Like I'm sure he could write his name. So or whatever.
There's no chance of him winning.
There's no chance of him winning.
So he's just being a dick.
Yeah, he's just being an asshole.
You know what, man? And there's a gang of black people out there who I hate to say all black people should think the same because we shouldn't. Like there's allowed to be all different opinions. We don't have to move as an entire unit. Unfortunately, we should, because if we're not moving as a unit, they can pick us off, right? And you see that happen. But there's a good faction of some people of color who really hate themselves, it seems like. You know, it seems like this man has more loathing for himself than anything. I don't know him, though. He may be super fucking happy, but his decision-making fucking choices are super disappointing and bum you out because you're like, damn, I wish... People say, does his music transcend his... No, it doesn't. No. Like, his music is good, but he's... If you can't fuck with his character, like... Like the character he displays is super disappointing.
Yeah, I also think about Kim Kardashian in this equation. Like she got fucked by Ray J, and now she has a chance. Like,
and what color is she now? I sent my siblings a picture of There's a photo of her where she looks like Beyonce. Like that just. And that whole family, I'm not doing a podcast about the Kardashians. Yeah. Fuck out of here. Next topic.
Another thing, so this is a side note, but Kanye or Yeezy or one of his like companies.
Yeezus. His company, Yeezy?
His company got funding from one of the PPP loans or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
So his company got money from the government for whatever, because obviously he needs it, you know? But I've seen a lot of these things that are coming out now about like companies that received funding from the government. It's all like people associated with the government or like who have families that are in government. And also
the PPP loan is specific because 80% of a PPP loan has to go to
payroll.
And
I think there's an interesting point to be made to this too. It's like you can have somebody like Kanye, or let's say you have somebody who's a billionaire and they have their business. It's like their personal banking versus like what their business finances are separate things.
Yeah.
So I think like if you're gonna look in and like attaching people like who took out PPP loans and like associate them with the business. Like it's a little, I don't know.
Yeah, but there's also like small businesses that didn't get any funding and now they're closed.
Apply for the PPP loans. There was an opportunity for them to apply. I could be wrong, but from what my understanding is I
think there's a limited amount of, and I don't know if it was PPP. He got some funding.
Yeah.
But also all these, there's like a shit ton of fucking like religious institutions that got funding and like religious schools that got funding.
Yeah.
And we talked about that before. Yeah. Because like they don't even pay taxes. So, but anyways, Kanye West.
Christians, no loan for you.
No.
No, he shouldn't get along.
Should have prayed harder, dude.
Yeah,
Jesus would have
prayed harder.
Should have
had a better church so people could give you more of their money.
That's true.
Damn.
Should have sold Jesus a little bit better than how you did it.
It's fucking whack, man.
Speaking of all of this, like presidential stuff, though, there was a Supreme Court ruling that was pretty interesting, right?
Mm-hmm.
So apparently, the Supreme Court ruled that states could punish their electoral college officials if they do not vote. They do not cast their vote along with the popular vote of their state.
Say it one more time. I'm so filled with shame today.
That's okay.
Go ahead.
That's okay.
Go ahead. What did you say?
So, let me repeat this again. The Supreme Court made it official that that states could punish their electoral college officials if they do not cast their vote in the way of the popular vote within their state.
It's progress. Yeah,
it is progress. It's interesting.
Because you're saying that the delegates, even though everyone in the state voted a certain way, or a large majority of the state voted a certain way, the delegates could be like, nah, like, I'm voting another way.
So I think that what happened was there was an example in Washington State, I should say, because the District of Columbia, D.C., maybe you didn't know that's what that stood for. But they refrained from that. So 3 Washington electors, it's either Chiafalo, Levi Guerra, and Esther John, the electors, violated their pledges to support Hillary Clinton in the 2016 presidential election. In response, so I'm assuming Washington, obviously, the popular vote would have gone to Hillary Clinton.
Are you talking about Washington State or DC?
Yeah, Washington State. Okay. I lost my fucking place. In response, the state fined the state fined the electors $1,000 apiece for breaking their pledges to support the same candidate its voters had.
Wow, $1,000. Do you think these guys care about $1,000? I don't think they care about $1,000.
Wipe their ass with $1,000. But anyway, so I think it's good progress. I mean, the Electoral College is like a very controversial thing, right? But it has some legitimacy, right? New York and California and like Texas or whatever would determine the outcome of.
Hey, if you're in the middle of the country,
move.
You're out. No one cares. You're out.
No one cares.
We'll do fine without you.
Sick cornfield, dude.
Yeah.
But no.
You're out of here.
So anyway, right? So I don't know.
But it was originally designed for 13 colonies, the Electoral College. Now we have 50.
Well, apparently, so there was
states.
what was the wording that I think was it Jefferson who said? Hold on, keep talking. I'll find the statement that he had said.
Yeah. So I don't know. I am like trying to do more research on like the whole like I think primary situation with like super delegates and all this fucking bullshit. Mm-hmm. Is that like somewhat related to this?
Not sure.
Because there's like this whole delegate thing where like I know in the case of primaries and like super delegates where like let's say everyone in the different counties for a state votes a certain way. These super delegates have no tie to like anything that the people say, and they can just be like, nah, my vote's going this way, and theirs counts more than like normal people. You know what I mean? So I don't know if that's like somewhat tied to this whole delegate situation.
Not sure.
Hey, can you read that whole essay?
Yeah.
You want me to read the whole thing?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me pick up where
turn my mic off, man.
Nothing. Well, actually, what comes next from this was a very interesting thing because these electors were arguing that the Constitution like gives them the right to then cast their vote, but then the Supreme Court came down and their a part of their job is to interpret the Constitution and uphold the Constitution. So what's up, dude?
I'm lit.
I know.
Hey, I'm listening and I'm waiting for like
also look like
ad-libs.
super tired,
I'm waiting for ad-libs. I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna drop them in there. So I'm here to support you. Shine, bro.
So essentially what the Supreme Court did was like interpret that, and there was like, there's actually no place in the Constitution that says like you can express like you can actually do that. So,
you know what they should do? They should in like middle school or high school, probably high school. Everyone should learn the fucking Constitution. And I mean, like, read the fucking shit.
Yeah, I love that because, like,
you know what I mean?
It's like, hey, Jesse, wear a mask. It's against my constitutional right to force me to wear a mask. Like, where does it explicitly say that?
Yeah, it doesn't say
I
that
love
anywhere.
that, like, we get to use a blanket statement of, like, it's my constitutional right to do X shitty thing that somebody doesn't like.
So it's Colin Kaepernick's constitutional right to kneel during the fucking anthem. Mm-hmm. Everyone's freaking the fuck out.
Yeah.
Now, wear a mask. Everyone's like, it's against my fucking constitutional right. What are you talking about, dog? Like, literally, that was literally his constitutional right, and that is literally not a constitutional right not to wear a mask.
I love it. I love that we can say.
I don't love it. It really is. It's super shitty.
It just cracks me up.
It's just so insane.
It's. I love it because it's funny to me that we just be like, I don't like this. It's against my constitutional
But
right.
when people of color are murdered, it's like, don't say shit. Shut up. Take it. You know what I mean? So to me, that really, all that, when people start doing that, it's like, damn, y'all, this is the problem. This is the problem. And if you point that out to someone, they'll argue that. You know what I mean? And you'd be like, what about, nah, bro. This is, these are my constitutional rights. Fuck yours. Yeah. And it's not Team America. It's Team me and Team white people and Team my people. Fuck you. Just deal with it anyway.
Yeah. No, I mean, that brings up a good point because, like, what I was going to bring up next was actually Trump's Mount Rushmore speech, which was...
Dude, some people got fucking dad boners over that speech on Facebook.
Yeah. So... I have notes in my binder, but those people suck. So what's super interesting, he starts out his speech with like what you were saying last time with his speech and where was it?
The one in
Oklahoma.
It was in Arizona, the one that I was talking about.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, he did Oklahoma and Arizona.
Yeah, so he was again like playing up like our accomplishments or whatever. And I found it really interesting that he basically gives a shout out to all these scientists who are working hard to kill the virus, is what he said. And in the crowd, everyone's like this to each other, not wearing masks.
Did you hear that they zip tied the fucking chairs together? I don't know if this is true.
Oh, I don't know.
Supposedly they zip tied the chairs together so you literally couldn't social distance. But that's like, I don't know I don't know how legit that is or not.
Where did you hear that?
Just heard it on the news.
Okay, so anyway, everybody was sitting really close together, no masks, and then in like the VIP section where his wife and like, the governor of North Dakota or whatever, like they were all like sitting there like no masks or anything. And so like there's the acknowledgement of we're working to kill this virus, yet the rest of the preventative measures aren't there. So it's like I found that super, super interesting. But in this whole play, dude, never in my life. So the speech was 40 something minutes long and I could only bear 20 minutes of it. Like, I really gave it a fair shot, but after a while, it was just so gross.
You have any clips of it?
I want to talk about what he was, what it's kind of been an ongoing thing, but it was funny at the end of his speech, what he's been doing is he just like names famous people from our past for like 20 minutes, like 10 minutes. He's just like Abraham Lincoln and everyone like claps. And he's like Frederick Douglas and everyone claps.
Did you feel, don't you feel gaslit? Don't you feel like
100%?
What are we watching? What are we watching,
dude? In what other time and place would we think it's normal that a president during a speech is like just gaslighting like half of the country?
And they're like, "Fuck yeah,
yeah!"
And it's so crazy.
And everyone's just like, "Yeah, this is awesome."
Yeah,
it's like
it makes you feel crazy. You know what I mean? I'm like,
yeah, because I'll ask you. I'm watching this and I'm like, "Am I missing something?
It's wild.
Is there something that I'm not getting?" Because to me, this is so wild to me that like a president, not once in his speech did I see that he mentioned any unity, working towards a solution, anything of an umbrella of the American people.
We're in a fucking pandemic.
Yeah.
And we have like, basically a race movement going on. He has no solution or no comment on any of that
so
stuff.
What he's
saying
he's
business
creating teams. The left. So he's named the team The Left.
Well, the left is everyone that's not cheering for him at his
exactly.
speeches.
So that's what's very, very dangerous. And you have like all these applause breaks. So he goes something like, I don't even want to fucking try it. But anyway, so he'll like try to say like he just dropped bars and then he'll just lean in with his face and then people will be like, oh, applause break, right? Applause break. But it's, it's dark. I've never seen a president act so actively divisive. I've always seen a president at least try to act like they're keeping the country together.
They try to act like they care even though they don't.
Yeah,
this dude is so far from caring that he's literally he's just playing up to the people. Like he's changed opinions based on what's people like, congratulate him for or whatever, or they're stoked on him for. Like for instance, the Confederate flag thing. So in 2015, while Trump was running for president, someone asked him about the Confederate flag, And what he thought about it, he said, "Yeah, we should put it in a museum. Like,
Yeah,
it
he's
doesn't
like-
really mean much to me." And now he's
I
like,
want to see it.
now he's trying to get everyone riled up. Like, they're trying to take our flags and our statues and shit. And it's like,
But
He's really leaning into
the
that.
interesting
Yeah.
thing
Far
is,
right
so
shit.
he's bringing up, so he's standing in front of the Mount Rushmore, and the verbiage that he's using, like how he's describing, he's calling it our ancestry.
oh,
He's calling our ancestors.
literally not my ancestors.
Yeah, so
Literally,
so
literally not yours.
Yeah.
You haven't even been here that long. His parents are not from here. His grandparents are not from here.
So he's calling it our history, our ancestors. Right, all of this terminology,
And he's
that
saying
is being-
they're trying to take away
There.
our history.
Yeah.
That's what he's saying.
So
Darkness.
It's super dark, man. Because like I'm seeing, like at this point, like a civil war wouldn't even be all that surprising to me because of this indoctrination that like is being created throughout all of this, and the indoctrination that is also like causing other factions to like feel confident within themselves to like feel justified in their shit.
Well, if you think about it, if the president of your country is like basically espousing or okaying like racism and sexism and xenophobia and all this stuff, then it gives everyone who has those beliefs like strength. They're like, yeah, the fucking president is saying this shit.
That's
and
the
they're
whole-
getting all fucking
that's
riled
the
up.
whole
You know what I
play,
mean?
man. It's and that's again where you feel gaslit because it's like, hey, like this is so in your face that he's playing a certain tune that gets people riled up, and that by saying them against you, okay, you're already creating teams. We live in fucking America, dude. We all live here. Like that should never be a term to use, but that us against them, and then like you said, the ancestry, like the dog whistle. He's playing into. He needs to though because with Pride, it's
left.
Pride Month. You just had a huge civil rights movement. I consider it that, especially being
Yeah,
in the
that's fair to
being
call
in the
it that.
circles that I'm in. It's like, yo, people are doing stuff. So he has this. He's got to play into that. He has to. But you feel gaslit because it's so blatant, and you could see how. And I don't think he's a Nazi, right? Like I don't like to make that comparison. Millions of Jews and him are
the Hitler comparison.
Yeah, but one thing that you can compare is I'm sure people when Hitler was going off, I'm sure people were like, yo, this is crazy. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure they were like that. And there were some people who just got super dad boner about it. And like, it's super similar to that, to turn against your neighbor, who you're the person who works next to you, to turn against them in order to keep power on one side.
Well, and then to place blame on a whole portion of the population.
Exactly. It's
to be like, they need, like, something's wrong and that we need to, like, fight against that.
And that's why, when I was talking about holding my vote that period of time, like when I start to see really how dangerous it is, what he's doing, and is Joe Biden dangerous? Absolutely. Corporatist, establishment Democrats are dangerous too, and I have no doubt about that. But I'd rather have that and us work and mobilize after 4 years of calm. Let's calm it down. Everybody sit the fuck down and like let's have some normalcy. And while we have a sense of normalcy, we can prepare ourselves for the 4 years coming. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that what causes such a divide is when Trump was running in 2016, he was running against the establishment, and that gave a lot of people a place to aim their fury, because like, look what the fucking establishment's doing. They don't give a fuck about you.
Exactly.
And so what happened was a lot of those people that are disenfranchised and are on that side of the aisle, the right side, they had this guy being like, okay, he's gonna drain the swamp. But now it's just as more fucked up, and now we just have someone who's incompetent leading, but there's still that distrust of government. So it's like, oh, who are we gonna vote for? Biden? Like, what the fuck's he gonna do?
And you're seeing people who are reasonable conservative people, and that's where it makes you judge people differently, because now they're like, I'm just trying to keep the George Soros and the baby fuckers out of office. Now it's a whole different thing. Now we're not talking politics now, and you can't say that's not true, because it's, who knows? You don't know either, but they believe. and you can't change.
Yeah,
That's
something that was something that really struck out to me that he was using over and over again is that he was calling these people in the crowd and the people in support patriots.
yeah.
Which
well,
is
that's what happened with the fucking in Germany, dude. It's nationalism. Do you love your country? You know? Do you fucking want your children to grow up in a good country?
Scared the shit out of me.
Super dark.
It because like you're attaching this identity, patriot,
and if you disagree, you're against this
country.
Yo, it's dark. It's so dark. It's dark. It's weird to watch it and talk about it like this.
Yeah, I was sitting there watching this video, taking notes in my notebook, and like the thing that stuck out most to me was this tying into the word patriot because it goes so deep, dude.
Yeah,
it's so deep and it's so scary, dude.
I have a view that like being a patriot is actually questioning your fucking government and trying to make things better. Not just gonna say, "Oh, I'm gonna accept whatever the fuck's going on," and because it's our country and like fuck everyone else.
And why is being a patriot not community? Why is being a patriot not equal opportunity? Because this country was built on not that. This, you know what I mean? And I've been saying this, and you've heard me. The system is working effectively of the way it was built. It's working exactly where they're turning, because there was Irish people, there was Italian people, there were German people. Then there was a concept of white people, and now this is a white country, and they're the other. And now, years later, you have it working exactly, and then the rich white landowners are running the show.
Well, and then the voter suppression and like this years of fucking systematic fucking oppression.
It's working
racism.
perfectly how it's. But things have gotten better on a lot of surface areas. I'm not one of those people that says it's just as bad now as it's ever. No, but this is the manifestation of 200 years. Like this is like the future version of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and like also we need to remember that our country's super young.
Super young.
We don't have, and like we don't. So it's not.
We didn't
like
have a French Revolution where
we're also not like
people on guillotines and shit. We're like, yo, fuck this, dog.
But so like we're also not like Ireland, who's had like thousands of years of history, and
they have an ancient culture.
They have an ancient homogenous culture. We don't have that.
No,
we're not a homogenous culture. We're not that. Culture,
and then if you do have a connection to your culture, you're judged for not having this like blanket culture, this Walmart culture. Like you're you know what I mean?
Well, let's talk about that for a second, because like, you know, we talk about this culture, but we constantly are bringing up this like, corporatist like government. I feel like that's our culture. It's like corporatism.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like our culture is corporatism.
That's absolutely like make money, invest it back into, spend that money back into the economy. And that's like your duty. That's what we're working for, to churn this economy going. That's the foundation of its capitalism. Democracy's a caveat. You know what I mean? Like capitalism is the thing that keeps it going. And that's when people say what makes America great. It's not on paper, we're not that great at all. But what makes America great is that we have more like economic buying power than anybody else in the planet.
Well, they sold the American dream for so long. You know, when I was growing up, that's like, you go to college, get the job, get the family. Like it's just like American dream, but it's not necessarily available for everybody.
No, well, that's where we talk about privilege for people. Like I even say that I'm a privileged person because I was taught that I had access to that using my mind. So there's other people of color who believe they have access to that, but they got to play ball. They got to rap. They got to entertain. They got to do, you know what I mean? They got to do that. But so it is a privilege to believe that the entitlement of this country, which I am very proud that I have that I believe like, oh, I want this thing. I'm going to get that thing. I'm going to do that thing. There's a lot of people who were not raised with that mentality. But that American dream, that's what keeps people going. And the older I get, the more I kind of just want to have property. Like when you see chaos like this, I just want to have property in a place where my kids can go to good schools. You know what I mean? And like do the things that I like to do and like chill. That seems very enticing the older I get, I think, real aggressive liberalism is most appealing when you're in your young years.
But you know what? I get it. I get it now that like I've taken an opportunity to just shut the fuck up more. I get it because like there's such a divisive push that we're seeing right now. Like I see the aggressiveness, and I get it.
Yeah,
I get it. I may not agree with like how just absolutely wild woke shit is, and like other things that are just so goddamn aggressive. But I get it. But in between somewhere is a middle ground that I think we'll settle on that we'll all be happy with. At least that's maybe a very naive way of thinking about it. But like that same aggressiveness for change, inclusion, whatever you want to do, like there's... Because like now, at least for me, it's like, 10 years ago, it's like, yo, that person goes by they, them. Be like, yo, get the fuck out of here with that. But now it's like, all right, whatever. I don't give a shit to go by fucking they, them. Like, so that's...
I'm not going to jump on your judgment of pronouns. I'm not going to ride that wave with you, brother.
I'm not saying I was judging it. I'm saying 10 years ago, I might have... I'm saying 10 years ago, I might have thought that way. Like, yo, they want to be a she, her, they, them, or whatever. Like, we all had a different reaction to it.
Not 10 years ago, 2 years ago.
Okay. So
like before
but
that just happened.
Counts,
I'm using it just as an
I understand. Hey,
okay.
Just go.
So what I'm saying is like, like the common reaction is like, yeah, all right, whatever, dude.
Yeah.
Want to go by they, them? All right, cool.
Yeah.
Because does it really affect my life that someone wants to go by they, them?
Yeah.
No, I don't care.
Yeah. It may not, because people are digging in deeper, harder right now. It's not coming towards this election, and then who knows? When Biden becomes president, if he does, people are gonna dig in, and then there may really be violence, and there's already violence.
Yeah,
I just saw something on like the dark web, super violent.
Yeah,
not that I was looking for that. Someone's reposting it.
Stop doing that.
But people may dig their heels in deeper. I was just talking about this yesterday. Some of the things that the left is doing, defund the police, that's gonna make people dig in further.
Yeah.
Like it's just we're not playing.
It's just like miscommunication.
Yeah, and it's
constantly,
and it's battle of emotions. It's battle of one side is acceptance and tolerance and like free college. It's like, and the other one is like, fuck you, get off my land. And like, it's battle of beliefs, not battle of ideas. And that's where I stay trying to be, is like, let me be ideas. Let me put my idea against your idea and let's battle ideas. And when I start getting emotional, then I have to check. You know what I mean? Then I have to check myself.
Yeah, well, these are such complicated fucking issues. And that's when we talked about nuance, and it's really what it is. Like, we have to tackle each problem as its own problem versus just like lumping it all into like a fucking, this is all fucking left, and it's just like, oh well, if it's left, then I'm right, so I can't talk about any of the shit.
Yeah, but
each problem has to be tackled individually.
You know what point is like that? Climate change. If you ask, like, people are just against it, be like, hey, why? Why are you against it? Like, because the oil, you make money off that shit? Like, you're making money off that oil? No, like, that's just your...
What's wrong with just trying to be a little bit better with the environment?
A Christian person said to me, like, was like arguing the left's version of that. I was like, okay, God created this earth. You don't think you were supposed to take care of it?
Yeah.
You don't think that, like, we're supposed to like treat it nice, and it was a gift, and we're not supposed to be here. We're bad people by nature. And we were given this thing, and we're just shitting in it, throwing fucking mass in the fucking ocean, and
the left is attacking, and they want to raise your taxes, to rape your children.
And it's like, okay, electric cars, you fucking pussy. Hey, we're in the future, you fuck. It's supposed to go forward, you dumb fuck. Like, and people like when they're like got their big ass pick. When you ever see a dude with a big ass pickup, I hate you, bro. Yeah. I don't like you, man. No one has ever said like, hey, you're really cool. No one has ever once said. No one's ever said that. But like, it's like, I don't know why people have such a issue with progress.
Because change is scary, dude.
Yeah,
change is scary.
Yeah.
I can't. Yo, this flag has so many of my memories to it. This flag has a lot of things.
Are you being serious?
No, I'm just saying. Like, I'm sorry, I got lost. I'm defending the...
You're really a good actor.
No. I am. Like, I'm just straight up a good actor. No, but it's like, yo, you have stuff. Like, you're your like childhood, your memories, your family, what surrounds, like all of these things that are attached to this thing, and like things are changing, and people are saying that's not okay. So it's like, does that mean like my family's not okay? I'm not okay? Like all of these things are not okay? Like I think people miss the point that like it's okay to change because that doesn't necessarily mean we're doing something wrong. Like we've repeated this fucking shit like over and over again on this podcast. But like, yo, it's like, I mean, if you had something that revolved so much around your upbringing and what you thought your values were, and that was being attacked.
Yeah.
You know, like I understand it. Hey, also stop. But like I understand it, right?
Yeah. I guess.
Right.
I guess.
I don't know.
No, I can understand. I can understand it, but that doesn't like excuse like just being just super ignorant
And
on
that's
it as well.
and that's what it is. It's ignorance. I talked about it yesterday, and the real question that's like that. Why you ask people their heart? Like check your heart. Like why do you feel the need to yell at people in the street because they ask you to wear a mask? Hey, just wear a fucking mask.
Like
bro.
spit on people.
Yeah, spit
like
on people,
fucking,
cough in their faces. Like,
yeah.
what is it about you? What's in your heart that makes you that way? What's in your heart to make you say all lives matter? When this person is just saying, hey, we don't want to be killed. We just want to feel safe, just like you are. And no, all lives matter. And that's where, hey, that James Baldwin movie, and I'm Not Your Negro, he talks about that. Like, white people have to ask themselves, a lot of people have to ask themselves, what even makes you like that? Because when I see people of all different everything, I don't think mean things about them. I don't think fucking all lives, you know what I mean? Black lives matter over your life. I don't think those things. And I think there's a lot of people who don't think those things, but the people who, this is what I worry about with Trump supporters. They hear the evil shit he says, and it's like, then you look at them like, what makes you think that that's all right? Like, what part of you? Because that doesn't make sense to me. Yeah. Because it's if Trump did good things intellectually, I can separate that and be like, he's an asshole. But I look at his value system, and I'm like, damn, like that's all the way fucked up. Yeah. And then when other people align themselves with that value system, now you're like, what makes you think like that?
Because you look at somebody like Elon Musk, who is like kind of king asshole also, but then is like an intellectually innovative person. Right, because you see him on Twitter, like
he's like trolling.
He trolls people and everything too. But he's an intellectually innovative human being.
Yeah.
Versus like what we have, who's just polarizing and so actively divisive towards people. So like, if we saw him, at least there was like, well, you know,
if there was some sort of tangible like
substance,
and then. Dude, I have a question. Like, I want someone on here to explain the economics right now. Like, because that's the only thing that people have.
He's good for the economy.
That's what people say is good for the economy. And even I was like, you know what? If he's going to be president for 4 more years, at least I'm making money. Like, if I'm powerless in that regard, like,
are we?
And that's the question. And that's the question. Like, and I want to have someone explain it to me because I'm a fucking idiot.
Well, dude, like, he's great for the economy, but then China, fucking virus, came over and it's like, what am I supposed to do about it?
Dude,
that's like literally what he talks about in his speech.
But when you ask someone, and you mentioned this, when you ask someone, what do you like about Trump? They often don't have much to respond.
Yeah.
It's only the value system.
Yo, I would like to have somebody who's like, I would actually like to have somebody who can sit down and try to break it down because like who
has facts.
Yeah, like I want to know.
Yeah.
I want to know. Like, yo, what is about the dude? Because like to us it's like Chinese water torture.
Yeah, it's super dark, man. It's like, whoa, like he said, you don't see what he just said?
Well, let's talk about something else he said recently.
Oh, the Bubba Wallace thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's a tweet that he posted.
We're going to wrap up soon.
Cool, man. We did a Trump podcast. I'm super stoked about it.
Yeah, I knew that was going to happen.
It always happens.
Yeah, so the
he's a fucking asshole, man.
Dude, Orange Jesus, dude, needs to go. All right. So this is in response to the whole Bubba Wallace noose in the garage thing. So Trump said this to Bubba Wallace. Has Bubba Wallace apologized to all those great NASCAR drivers and officials who came to his aid, stood by his side, and were willing to sacrifice everything. What does that mean? For him, only to find out that the whole thing was just another hoax. That and flag decision has caused lowest ratings ever. You are defending.
If you break down this tweet right now.
Okay.
So he's talking.
Go off, Queen.
Apologize to all those great NASCAR drivers and officials who came to his aid. So Bub Wallace is probably one of the only black people in NASCAR. Who's he talking about here?
All the other
all the white people came to his aid.
Yeah.
Because he's a helpless black man. You know what I mean? Yeah. This is the type of verbiage this guy's using. And then saying that the whole thing was a hoax.
But
it's like, what do you mean a hoax?
Completely dismantling any, like, experience.
You know how many times Trump has just said, this is a hoax, fake news hoax? Yes, there's some truth to, like, fake news, but you can't say everything that's ever existed on the planet is fake or it's a hoax. Because then what
the same people who, like, read that believe in, like, Bill Gates and George Soros is trying to kill it.
Propaganda. But so what really like interests me is that they're willing to sacrifice everything for him. Like, what does that mean? So does that mean like I don't understand what they're sacrificing. I don't know what he means by that. Like, that is so.
He's just basically playing and saying like all these white people like we're gonna do so much for this guy. They were willing to die for him, and he's basically propagating a hoax. Which, dude, I don't know what fucking like year we live in, but I don't remember the last time I ever used a noose to open a garage. And we're talking about NASCAR. It's like a multi-billion-dollar fucking company. Mm-hmm. Like, you're telling me that in their garages they still use nooses to fucking open up garage doors?
I understand like a regular rope. I mean, like, I thought maybe they have automatic doors, but what the fuck do I know?
They have automatic doors, bro.
So I'm looking at it's a noose, picture of a noose, but
that's definitely a noose, dude. Mm-hmm. That's not something you open up a garage door with.
I mean, unless someone's opening it with their neck and they stick their head in it or something,
and they like jerk off like while they're like
like David Carradine's ghost is opening all the NASCAR door garages. But like, I'm looking at this. So he's basically saying like, we're willing to sacrifice everything for it. Like, so sacrificing everything to stand behind a movement of Black Lives Matter, sacrificing everything to stand behind something unifying. So he's sacrificing everything for.
I don't want to transcribe this fucking.
Yeah, I don't know where you're going with this, but
like, if and this is where you feel like, hey, look, this is
our president.
This is clear. First of all, any job you work, if you see it happening when other people are saying this, HR calls you in the office and says, hey, Ted, you gotta go. But I want you to be held at the same standard that I am. If I said shit like this, people would punch me in the fucking face. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like if I did these things, you couldn't be hired. This paper trail that he has left, you wouldn't be hired. You wouldn't be hired anywhere if you were a normal person. And people say like, you want this kind of president. I want someone who has the decency and the sense to not say things like this. You have no business even mentioning this. Shh.
What does it have to do?
Is there any non-Trump stuff? I'm ready to. If we're gonna wrap
Reddit thing.
Okay.
I don't know if we want to talk about the Reddit thing or. I mean, I don't know. We've been at this for a minute. Yeah. Let's
call this shit.
We could call it. I mean, we got. Social media banning far left and far right platforms.
Yeah, I think
Reddit,
that was it.
That was it.
So real quick. So basically, social media like Facebook, Twitter, whatever. This is a little switch up, but it's still politics. So sorry, guys, if you're not into politics. But social media and Reddit and different forms of like online presence have banned.
Sorry, I just saw one of Eric's favorite subreddits called "Fat People Hate" got shut down.
So anyway,
I started that thread.
Is that why you're sad today? Oh,
fucking. So all these different like platforms have started banning shit, and one of the things they banned was like the Donald, which on Reddit is like this place, basically Donald Trump like hurrah place. They banned Chapo Trap House, which you can consider like a left-leaning thing. But I think the overarching message about this is that the social media companies now have the power to censor and silence certain voices. Now, I might not really care for any of these like subreddits at all. Like the shit that they're talking about might not be the greatest shit ever. But the fact that they have the power to do this, I think that's something that needs to be talked about, you know, because we're not, this is a slippery slope. This is like, you know, a couple steps away from like, you're getting arrested for like saying something in public. Yeah, you know what I mean?
There seems like they shut down some ones that I wouldn't question being shut down, like beating women. I mean, the incels one's a pretty interesting one. So Chapo Trap House, was that just like a super Marxist? Like
Yeah, they're like a left-leaning like podcast. Yeah.
Cool. Gawker Expose. I'm not going to get into that. Cringe Anarchy, Darknet Markets, Deep Fakes. Ooh, so the Deep Fakes ones is very interesting to me, right? So it's just superimposing people's faces on like or stuff like that. Okay, so and then again we mentioned Eric's favorite one, Fat People Hate. So,
but this is just the Reddit ones. But there was like social media, Twitter banned like
jailbait. Whoa, you don't agree with that, Jesse? That's Chris D'Elia's favorite. $1 million extreme Pizzagate. Oh, okay, so this whole Pizzagate. Wow, so Pizzagate conspiracy theory. So people were out here trying to do this whole.
Ghislaine Maxwell didn't kill herself.
Yeah, she's about to show up dead.
Yeah. She's about to COVID die.
I'm pretty bummed that she didn't kill herself. Yo, like, what if she does? She's
gonna Jeffrey Epstein, or she's just gonna disappear. She's gonna go.
You see all the pictures of her with like different people and shit. It's just like,
hey, how about instead of like, hey, see your guy? How about like everybody's guy's just a piece of shit?
Yeah. How about that? How about the conspiracy theory that rich elites fuck underage people? Because that's old as time. That's not even a conspiracy. That's super legit. Like you could
people
look back.
Love doing that shit.
People, you know.
Yes, that's why I don't want to be rich, dude.
Yeah,
because you think you're gonna want to.
What if that's like?
What if that's with children?
What if that's like your
like the second you reach a certain amount of money? Well, that's partially what the whole Jeffrey Epstein thing was. Yeah. Was like he'd bring people over to their island and like initiate them by making them have sex with like very young women, sometimes underage women, and then like videotaping the shit. So like, hey, you're in the fucking crew now, bro. You can't.
The fappening can't come out. Down. That's a bummer.
But yeah, but besides like what actually was banned, because obviously like I said, I didn't care for any of these.
Yeah.
But it's the fact that
the action that they're taking.
Yeah, it's like okay, now you're banning this, but then who says you're not going to ban something that's like actually important or like maybe that would be considered controversial to the mainstream, but a very important voice that needs to be heard.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a slippery slope. We're in the slipperiest of times, gentlemen.
We could be. I don't know, man. So it seems slippery. Like we can either go to like shit being chill, or like
I do not see the chill. I think the chill boat has sailed a long time ago.
It sailed. It's gonna be heavy for a while.
The chill boat has sailed. Brother.
I don't know. Joe Jorgensen, 2020 Libertarian candidate.
No.
Let's see what.
Jesse Ventura. Green Party. Let's go.
Right, let's wrap it up. Eric_Big Mood Coach. BigMoodCoach.com.
At Tortilla Scientist on the grum.
I'm on the grum.
Your boy _ is nice. No one's following me. It's okay.
That's fine. No one cares. But it's okay. I'll just put up more fish pictures for Eric to like.
No one gives a fuck about your fit. I'm just kidding. No one gives a fuck about my shit either. Don't worry about it. You just got to do it because it's part of the thing.
More people like my fish pictures than they like.
Once I start doing the fitness challenge, I'm going to put _fit.
Please
do videos every day of me like just working out and doing my thing and like living my best life.
All of it makes me feel pretty bad about myself. I'm like, someone was talking to me about it. I actually met this random guy. We were not social distancing in the park, and he was just sitting at this bench talking to me, and he was like, yeah, like so influencers. This I was like, I hate all of it is so fucking whack. I hate that it's in existence. I wish we could just put things out and like they be receptive without having to play this stupid social media game. It's so obnoxious, and I hate that I have to participate. To be honest with you, I was gonna make a super bad joke. Then get me off.
Yeah,
I'm gonna melt. Bye.
Later, fans.
Vultures circling above, they all in a piece, but they don't even know my name. Won't get even the swipe for the train. Cloudy, ride to the airport, gotta get right for the plane. Custom, smell like kush. Wifey hand in a tish. Yes, and I got no shame. Some line to shine. With a broke, you got no game. Waking up next to a scat. Can't go home to a thing. Nah, tell them sell to the same. Really though, who can they blame? I don't blame them either. They just wanna play the game and they're eager still. I don't wanna know you. I'm busy. You don't even know thyself. Grizzy, out for the dough.